Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Soul Sugar Succulent. My name is Anna Marie, and for those of you that are new here, I would appreciate if you click like and subscribe to this channel. I am going to be bringing you some information about what I came home to after my vacation. If you watch my other video, the video before this one, I said I was going to go on vacation. I'm going to drive from coast to coast, from California to Massachusetts and back. And that was a kind of a harrowing experience, but I'll tell you about that later. However, when I first decided that I was going to go on vacation, I was trying to find a way to be able to water my plants indoors. The outside ones, the succulents outside, not really that concerned about because it's springtime. Usually it rains in California, and I don't really worry about them getting any water because we did have a lot of rain, and it did rain while I was gone. It is fine. But when I came home, actually my husband came home first because he had to work the whole week, and then he came back to help me drive back. When he came home, there was not really that much that was okay. First, let me say how I did it. I used the capillary system, the capillary action system, wherein you would try to wick some water out of a bucket and constantly give it some water. But what I did was I watered my plants first because I didn't want it to be soaking, because capillary action is the water cells follow each other. So it just goes continuously until the water in the bucket is all gone. So I tried it out for a week just to make sure that the week that I'm gone, it's not going to be sucking too much water and transferring too much water into my plants. However, there's one caveat to that, and the caveat is that you cannot insert the wick, which is like strips of t-shirt material, and I use that because cotton just kind of absorbs a lot of water. However, you can't do that unless you water your plants first, and then when it's not too wet, then you can put the wick in, right? So that it just continues to water it a little bit at a time, get it a little bit drier, not much moisture and not soaking wet. Otherwise, it's going to continue watering it with a lot more water because water cells follow each other. So that's what I did. Before I left, I experimented to make sure that it's not giving too much water. And I noticed that when I watered some of my plants and I forgot that there was water in the bottom of the catch. It was like I forgot to remove it because, I do it from the bottom. It's like butt chugging is what they call butt chugging. So I noticed that there was more water in there. It's like it was growing more and more. So I dumped all the water from the tray back into the bucket. And then when my husband on his way back here, and he showed me all the plants were doing fine. It was actually a successful system anyway, because before I left, I made sure that the system was going perfectly. So what happened was he wasn't really sure whether the plants needed water. So before he left, he watered all my plants. But what happened there, I actually asked him to just top the water off in the bucket. But because he watered my plants, now the same mistake that I made before I left was happening. I don't know how long most of my plants were just sitting underwater, like a lot of water. I don't know how long it's been doing that, but I guess what I should have done was given him specific instructions not to water the actual plants. What I said was top off the water buckets. But I guess he misunderstood and watered the plants anyway. So now it's soaking wet, and so the water from the bucket just kept watering it until it was filling up with water. I don't know if that's exactly what happened. I'm not sure, but be that as it may, I'm just waiting for some of these plants to die, and but you know, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just not gonna worry about it. If the plants are, if I'm able to propagate and save some of these plants, I would. As a matter of fact, before I left, I propagated two plants. I propagated a pothos and the transcendentia. This is it right here. Tradescantia. Okay, so this is one of the ones that have been waterlogged. She seems to be doing fine. She is very resilient, and I know that because look, this is where I cut it, and then there's new growths coming through. Where's the other one? This one is the other one right here. Very resilient plant. If there's one plant or a couple plants that I would recommend for those of you who are kind of newbies with indoor plants, I would get one of those, because not only is it very resilient, it's also very prolific when it propagates. It was just going nuts. I'll show you in a little bit, it looks like. But the other pothos, I got a cutting out of the pothos in the bedroom. And she was doing fine too. I just wanted a little bit of life in the van while I'm going, just to remind me that I'm still at home. It's like a home on wheels. And there had been a lot of nights where the weather was just very cold. I didn't think about that because I'm from California. You never think, it doesn't really register that going to cold places. But let me tell you what, okay, so there were nights where the weather was in the 30s, like lower 30s in Massachusetts, and everywhere else along the way, like Iowa, Indiana, Nebraska, where I left, the whole time those plants were in the van. Wasn't really worried about it because I had the insulation in the van, and also the window covers that would not allow the cold to get in, all night and get it really, really cold inside. So they were perfect up until I got to the Truckee in California. Are you kidding me? This is California, up in the mountain. For some reason that night we were coming home. That was the last leg of our journey. And all of a sudden, this was like snowing. It was like full on snowing. This was the end of April. It was the 26th or the 27th, end of April, and it was still snowing up there. And it actually got stuck. And so we stayed the night, which was great because there's so many reasons why we did get to stay. We stayed the night. The next morning was so beautiful. Everything was white, like it was still Christmas. We never experienced snow here in California, so it was like Christmas. Oh my gosh, all the pine trees had white stuff on it. I was driving and literally the snow was going horizontal into my face the whole time. And we were like, okay, if they stop us and they tell us to turn around, we're just gonna have to do it, or if they don't tell us to turn around, we're just gonna power through this, because we just wanted to get home. I just wanted to get home to my bed, right? Whatever happens, happens, I'm not gonna cover everything. It's not gonna be insulated in here. Because we were just so tired. It was like 11:30 at night and we were hungry, we were tired. So apparently it was 21 degrees that night. Can you even believe it? I said, the last leg, number one, it was the last leg. Number two, it's California. Who would have thunk it was going to be that cold in California? So I was really worried that night because I forgot I had 2 plants. I wasn't thinking about the plants at all the whole time because they were fine. But the next morning, I'm like, oh, please, God, please let them still be alive. I looked over and I said, I'm just going to look because I don't want to see them dead if they're dead. So I looked over and they were fine. Like at least the peripheral vision where I was looking, or the angle I was looking at the plants, they looked fine. So I'm like, oh, cool, good. Then we got home and I was unpacking everything, bringing everything in. And then I noticed that pothos had like one dead leaf, like frozen. Wasn't frozen anymore. It thawed out, of course, but it had one dead leaf. But transcendent, what? Nanook pink Tradescantia, Miss Tradescantia, was fine. Yeah, she was fine. This is a resilient plant. Amazing. So that's, if I ever fill up my house and some of my plants do die because of what happened to them while I was gone, I would just keep propagating that girl. I mean, she's so pretty anyway. She has so many colors. But it looks like most of the plants are okay. So I'm not going to worry about them until I have to worry about them. Another thing that happened is that yesterday my little chica, my little Goldie Hawn, passed away. The day before she was fine. She was jumping around for some reason. We came home, I was really sick. That's another thing I have to talk about with you guys after this. But that was Chica. What happened to Chica is pretty important. She passed away. She was just so tired and old and blind and deaf. I really don't like to, I know people say that when your dogs are like that you should just put them down. That doesn't sit well with me for some reason. Had Mango and Chica had collapsed trachea, and the doctor said, you could put them through surgery, but it's not gonna help because it's just the breed that was bred too small. I will never buy or ever have. Number one, I will never have a dog because they're like my family, and then when they die, it's like your family died. She was 14. She was 14 years old. Mango was 12 when she died. Dee Dee was, I think she was only 10. It's like every 2 years something dies, It was really, really sad because she was just jumping around. I think it was like her second wind, or like she was trying to be her old self for me. The most tragic thing that happened was Chica dying yesterday. So she's buried in the pet cemetery that I have in front of my house. Just good to know that they're close by and that I'm going to see them soon. And that's what I believe. And when I came home, The front yard was crazy. The front yard was, oh, I didn't mean to just jump, but if I don't jump to another subject, I would just start crying. When I saw her, oh my gosh. When I when I saw her bed yesterday in the garage, it's like I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see it. It was like, it's really weird that she's not here. You know, it feels like, you know how it feels like when you know that there's someone there with you, like white noise, even if you're not like playing with her right then and there. It's like, you know that she's there, but she's not there anymore. So I don't want to start crying. But however, I will never get a dog. I will never get my pets right now are my plants. So at least they don't speak, they don't move, they don't do anything. So it's like they're there, but you know, they're living things. It doesn't hurt that much when they die. Like, for some reason, it doesn't. I mean, you feel bad that they die, you know, but they're easily replaceable, and you can leave them when you go on vacation. Maybe. I don't know anymore if I can leave. I mean, that's life, you know, it's a circle of life. There's really not much we can do about it. We just have to accept what happens. And but it feels like, you know, a family member had passed away, and that was the most hurtful part of it. She was here, she was with me the longest, so you know, it's like, and then there's nobody here, just me and my thoughts, with my thoughts, and you guys. Glad I still have you guys, and I hope that you understand. I haven't been around for so long. I was sick. I was sick for a week where I couldn't do anything. It was just hard to do anything. So that's it. I hope that you follow me, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please click the like button. It's very important. And make a comment, any comment. Please put it on the comments. Make a comment, what you want me to make, what content you want to see, so that you can get your question answered. I have a lot of questions from videos that I have done in the past, and I just answer those individually. I think what I'm going to do from now on is, if I get questions, I will just start writing them down, and then doing a Q&A video in the near future. Come on, subscribe, do the like, and I will see you guys later. Love you. Mwah. XO, XO, XO. Bye. So we're going on vacation, and I have looked up on how to water my plants while I'm gone, but because I don't have anyone to be able to come into my house and water my plants for me while I'm gone for probably either 3 to 4 weeks. So I looked it up and I found this method. It's called the Capillary Action Method. And these are strips of t-shirt material. My old t-shirts, I stripped them, and I stuck the one end inside the plant and the other end all the way down to this jar of water. And in 4 hours, it already went down that much. So I think that I have put this container up too high. I think that they should be either the same height of my plants or just a tad bit higher, like maybe a little 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch higher, so that the capillary action is like the water cells follow each other or get attracted to each other, so they continuously get to wherever they need to go, and it does that on its own. Very successful when I came back. However, I have a story of why it wasn't successful. And this is a really good lesson for every one of you. I am your guinea pig. And I will let you know at the end of this video why some of my plants, or most of my plants, got waterlogged. And it was just sitting in water. I don't know for how many days, but it was definitely more than 4 days. And I'll let you know what happened there, and hopefully that you guys don't follow suit, because this is just detrimental to your plant's health. And I don't know how many plants are going to die because of it, through root rot. Unfortunately, the humidifier will not be running while we're gone, because who else is going to put water in there? But I'm going to put as much water in there before we leave. What I did with the terracotta pots, because the terracotta pots will dry out faster, so I put plastic around it just to contain as much moisture as it can possibly contain inside. Because if it's porous, so if the pores are wrapped and there's no way of escaping, it's going to hold the moisture a lot better. And then I group them around according to which one gets needs the most sunlight, the most light. These prayer plants, and the begonias don't really like that much light, or at least indirect, like direct/indirect sun. So they're over here, and then Miss Thing over here is going to be the drama. So I'm gonna put the container in the middle, and then do the same thing and do the capillary method. Yep. And so this guy right here will be grouped with pothos over there, and I might move that to the living room. I might move this one to the living room and then this one to the dining room, because she does not like that much light, and I have other caladias out there too. But that's a caladia too, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Over here I ran out of huge containers, so I put the, however many liters that is, like maybe a quart of water for each one. So I don't know, before I leave, the day before I leave, I'm gonna top them off. Also, over here I have 2, and there's 5 plants sharing one, but they're all together like this because they like that. Without the humidifier, they like getting grouped together closely. And then I covered it with whatever I can find, because I don't want gnats and insects going in there and just breeding while I'm gone. And then these guys are the bigger plants, and the same thing, 2 pothos and my poinsettia there. And then over here also the same thing, 5 in each, 4 for the bigger guys. And then there's more over here I haven't done yet, but they're all going to share one. And also these guys, they don't need a lot of water, so they're gonna be fine while I'm gone. Then these guys are all the caladias. I need to move the other caladia over here so that they can all be caladias together. My fern needs to be repotted. I don't know where she's going to go, but she's going to have to go somewhere. Yeah. So this is what I came home to. My poinsettia is almost dead. All the leaves have fallen. It's not even dry, but I guess I can't go on vacation ever again if I want my plants to be alive when I get home. But this was capillary action is still wet. And I'm gonna put her back up here. Hopefully she goes back to normal. There's some hope there. I don't know what's gonna happen with the rest. But yeah, very sad. Very sad state of affairs right here. The pothos, I didn't expect this to be too diva. It feels like it's really still full of water. So putting her back here. And so is this one. This string is still wet.
Anything you need me to...
I'm filming.
Oh, sorry.
This is, look where it's sitting, just sitting in water. Just sitting in water. Not a good look.